All right, guys, great to see you guys again. Very pleased with the mindset of our football team. Eliminate distractions. We are paying attention to the weather. We're still practicing. If anything gets too dangerous for our football team, obviously we will not practice. But it looks like we're about to practice all week right now, and our plans are to practice all week. And we'll take it day by day. This is a big teaching week for us. We're still a ways away from playing a game. Our guys are still teaching. They're still learning. Our coaches are doing a tremendous job. We're still installing. Today's a red zone day. And it'll be the fifth time that we install this red zone. Obviously, we add into the package. But every day there's a daily theme of situations that we're installing and getting better at. I think his team is practicing very well. We're staying free of injuries for the most part. We haven't had many injuries, which I'm very proud of. Our team is in good shape. Our quarterbacks are looking good. Obviously, we're strong at receiver. The tight end group's looking good. Offensive line's coming together. Bo's defense is flying to the ball, so I feel good about our team right now. But obviously, we got some improvement to make and ways to go.
Hey, Coach. Garland Gillen here, Fox 8 in New Orleans. I talked to a respected high school coach last week, and I asked him how he's controlling the kids on the weekends, when they're not away from the program. Mm-hmm. He said that if you get a text on a Friday night and get invited to a party, you got to think about when you look at that text, are you going to jeopardize your season for your team? Obviously, the kids started back on campus today with students coming back. What is the message you tell to these kids? Because obviously Tuscaloosa's been having some problems and some other schools. What's the message you give to these kids to focus on the main goal of football in school and stay away from kind of the off the campus stuff?
We have to make a sacrifice if we want to play, protect the team. And there's going to be some opportunities that they have. Now, I told them, on Friday and Saturday night, they're off. Get their girlfriend, go on a date, go to, do what you need to do. And then, take care of your business and go home and just have a regular Friday or Saturday night. But we cannot attend parties. We got to wear a mask. We don't want to go to parties. But, the guys are going to do things. They're going to hang out together. But want to wear a mask, really protect the team. No bars are allowed. No bars are allowed in the season anyway. So they know the general rules. So they just got to be careful.
Just a follow-up to your statement last week, I suppose. I just want to check, did you have knowledge of the allegations against Darius Gess at the time? And if so, how did you go about handling it?
I made my statement last week. You heard it, and that's it.
Hey, Coach, good morning.
Good morning.
You've been through this process with Miles Brennan for the 3 years now, going into the fourth year. You gave him a significant amount of playing time in 2017, put him in some spots. I guess he's been on the sidelines of every loud venue in the SEC, so he's had a long time to process all this information, right? Can you just maybe give me some tidbits along the way of what that's been like to go through that process?
I think that Miles has waited his turn. He's matured. He's different from when he showed up. Now, he was a very talented young man when he showed up. He's gained his weight, 218 pounds. He's very confident. I think he played the role of the second-team quarterback very well. It was Joe's team. Everybody knew it. So he just kind of stood in the background. Now he's not in the background. He's leading. Everybody believes in Miles. He's very vocal out there. He's a total different kid. He knows the offense. He has a very strong arm. Now, here's the only thing that I cannot simulate. Okay, I can have crowd noise. I can have all that, but I can't simulate a hostile crowd. Now, with the COVID, I don't know how hostile a crowd will be, or maybe the music playing loud or something like that, especially on an away game. We're going to have to practice very hard and put him in some tough situations and some scrimmages so he's used to it.
Ed, you were talking about Jabril Cox earlier today. Said he looked like one of the best players out there. What do you see from him that makes him that great? Yeah. Obviously, y'all had great linebackers in the past. Mm-hmm.
First of all, he came up with a great attitude. I said this morning, man, I haven't heard him say a word. Hey, Coach, maybe if I say hello to him. But he's focused, razor sharp, He's always studying, very smart. He knows the defense. He's very fast. I think Jabril's about 6'3", about 225, 230, and can run, can key and diagnose. Obviously, he has a lot of experience of playing the position. He's a physical tackler. He can key and diagnose. He can shed blocks well. He can rush the passer well. He drops in coverage. He's a complete linebacker.
Coach, you always talk about the resiliency of this area and just in terms of bouncing back from anything with the hurricane coming up. Just, how would you assess the resiliency of this area and how has it affected you guys this week, that looming?
Something we got to deal with. Hurricanes are something we deal with year in and year out. In Louisiana, we're still here. We're not leaving. So, but you know what? There's a lot of information nowadays. There's a lot of things that warn us about things that are coming, and then how to be safe and stuff like that. So our guys know how to do that. We feel good that we're able to practice. We got an indoor practice facility if it rains. But if the weather gets too tough, everybody's going to go home and everybody's going to be safe.
Just a reminder, please don't unmute yourself until you see it come up, please. Jared, you're up.
Hey, Coach, just to follow up on the Jabril Cox statement, are you seeing on the field what you wanted out of him whenever you were seeking to get him to the purple and gold? What about him initially made you want him to be a Tiger?
First of all, he was an outstanding player at North Dakota State. They have a tremendous culture there. Those guys win year in and year out, and he's a great character young man. Speaking to him on the phone, guys knew him. So he came highly recommended. Now, the thing I saw on film is a big linebacker that can run and hit and key and diagnose. I didn't know he was going to be that good. I think this guy is going to have an excellent year at LSU. He definitely is an SEC linebacker. Obviously, he was overlooked in recruiting, but here's his shot. The thing I think that I like most about Jabril is his maturity. I mean, he came in there focused. He was going to win the starting job and be a great player.
Hey, Coach, I just have a quick question about, some of your freshman backup quarterbacks. I know you said, time and time again that Miles is, it's his time, but just kind of how prepared are the freshmen right now, and just kind of how have you seen that battle kind of develop in the last couple of weeks?
They're fighting really hard. They're here on their own, studying. I couldn't ask for two better young men as far as character, as far as smarts, as far as talent. T.J. Finley's throwing a great ball right now. He has improved in his throwing. Coach Hensmig has done a phenomenal job with him. He's having an outstanding camp. And then Max Johnson is doing a tremendous job. Can run. He's a lot faster than I thought he was. He's left-handed, throws a nice ball, very accurate. He's calm in the pocket. But right now, Miles is our starting quarterback. None of them have beat him out, but that doesn't mean that can't happen. We haven't had no scrimmages or preseason games, but things are looking good at quarterback. Now, we got to stay healthy. We only have 3 scholarship quarterbacks.
Ed, defensive end seems like a pretty open competition right now. Has anyone kind of really stood out the past week and a half there?
I really like Andre. I really like the work that he's doing. Travez Moore is starting at left end right now. It's Travez's senior year. He's done a good job. And behind him is Ali Gay, who's done a tremendous job. And then the freshman, B.J. Ojulari, again, yesterday he had 4 or 5 sacks. And you're going to see him on third down. He's definitely considered a starter in the rotation. Phillip Webb is doing well. So those guys are looking good. Jarrell Cherry, we moved in to defensive tackle. Sony could play defensive end or defensive tackle. Those are 2 guys that are having a tremendous camp. Their opportunity has come, and they're showing us that they can do some things.
Hey, Coach. I was curious after a couple of weeks and what you knew from the summer about the sophomore linebackers. You've got 3 of them. They're all pretty talented.
Yeah.
I know Kevin's talked about, a timeshare of sorts, but have you seen their game jump a bunch from being newcomers to now? Yeah,
no question. Obviously, Damone Clark is doing a tremendous job. Michael Baskerville doing a great job. Ray Thornton is doing a good job. That's a transition when you go from defensive line to linebacker. Devontae Lee is doing a great job. I'll tell you what, Bo's done a tremendous job with those guys. They're all making progress. And Josh White and Antoine Sample can run. They're very fast. Going to be 2 excellent linebackers. So we're pretty solid in that position, and all those guys are making some progress.
Hey Ed, during this dead period, a lot of or some recruits are starting to take matters into their own hands, kind of go check out schools on their own, like regular high school students.
Yeah.
What do you think about that part of the process? And obviously, I'm sure it's a little hard to regulate, but what are you guys doing anything trying to encourage guys to check out campus if they can?
Yeah,
How are you guys handling that?
we have not done that. Obviously, we want to follow the rules. I'm not going to comment on the other stuff. Let's see how the NCAA handle it, but I think it's it's pushing the line a little bit, but we'll see.
Hey Ed, that third wide receiver position outside of Terrace Marshall and Jamar Chase, who's standing out there so far in preseason?
Well, John Trey, obviously Racing McMahon. Racing's doing a great job. Racing's going to be a starter for us. John Trey Kirkland's doing. Butte's doing a good job. All those guys are doing a great job. I feel that we really, really talented at the wide receiver position, and the guy that I'm really is impressed with is Moore. Man, he has done a great job from Rummel High School. I think that he is going to have an excellent freshman year.
Hey, Coach. Thanks for doing this again. Just the transfers. You touched on Jabril, and you've had so much success with your transfer process, or maybe you just hit on some key guys in key places. We've seen Liam obviously come in as well. Could you speak to that process of how it starts and the evaluation and then the final go-ahead for a guy?
First of all, we identified needs, and we list them on the board. And obviously, when Joe Burrow came, it was quarterback. This year was linebacker and offensive lineman. So we identify the need, then we go find the guys that are available. We look at them on tape, and then recruit the heck out of them. And I will say that we've done very well. Liam Shanahan is going to start for us at center, as it looks like now. Jabril Cox is going to start. Joe Burrow, our kicker, we've done a tremendous job. So our guys have done a good job. I got to give credit to our recruiting department, to Colin DeAngelo. He runs that. Those guys get all the names. Derek Panamsky, he gets the names for me. We look at them. We watch them on tape. We call them. We're on top of it. We're very proactive in that department.
Ed, you moved Joseph Evans over to right guard. How has that been going? Heard you said he's been looking impressive, and that seems to be an open position. Is he pushing to start? How's that look?
I think that Chase On is a starter. I really think that, unless something happens in camp, I wouldn't see it. That doesn't mean it's etched in stone. But Joe is showing some stuff, man. He is coming out of his hips, exactly what we saw in high school. He's physical. He can get his combination blocks, get to the second level, stay on his feet. And the good thing about Joe Evans, he's a great young man. He has tremendous, tremendous work ethic. He will not stop.
Yeah, Coach. Kind of keeping along that offensive line. Last year you guys brought in a couple really highly touted guys: Cardell Thomas, Anthony Bradford. Where are you seeing those guys develop?
Yeah, those guys are a little bit behind right now. Now Cardell has lost some weight. He's faced some injuries. They're a little bit behind. Anthony's still battling the weight problem. Those guys right now are not in it too deep. Obviously, they still earn their way up. But I talked to them the other day about picking them up. I still believe that those are two tremendous young men, and they can be outstanding players for us, but they have some things they have to improve on.
Hey, Coach O, this is Garland Gillen again. I know you talked a lot about Avery Gilbert, and when we finally got to see video of him, he looks like a man's man. I mean, just a big dude. I know Derek Stingley Sr. said off the bench this morning that he blew right by Derek on a route. Once you got him on campus and now you see him with pads on, what kind of dangerous weapon is this guy going to be? And he can play wide receiver, everything for this team.
Eric is the type of tight end we've been looking for to stretch the field. Yesterday, we ran a vertical route right up the field. He beat the Mike linebacker, touchdown. That's a dagger in the heart to the defense. But we can spread him out. He can play X. He can play Z. He's a good player. He's a physical player. 6'5", 251. We have red zone today. I mean, just like in the backyard of Solid Foods, right? Just throw it alley-oop, catch it, and touchdown, right? So there's a lot of things that he can do, but he's a tremendous young man. I was leaving the office on Sunday. He was coming to study tape on his own. Very, very driven. I think he's going to be an excellent player for us. The thing I like about the tight end position is we switch the mindset of our tight ends are blockers. Our tight ends are now receivers. They can stretch the field. They're athletes, and they can block.
Hey, Coach, is there any scenario where we're looking for a number three?
Can you say that again?
Or do you think there's any scenario where Eric Gilbert could become the number 3 wide receiver?
You know, yes, he could be. I think Racy's got that solidified right now, but I think that eventually Eric could work in that position. He's a freshman. Obviously, he missed spring ball because of an operation. We want him to learn tight end, get the tight end down, because a lot of stuff, we're doing a lot of stuff with him. We're flexing him out. He's in motion. He's got to do this on this play, do this on this play. So we want him to learn the tight end position and get good at that. Then eventually we can move him out, and yes, he could be.
Hey, Coach, this is Josh Sibley with Louisiana Gridiron Football. You've talked about how Tiger Stadium is considered goes along with your winning edge. How would not playing playing inside a stadium at not full capacity go along with that winning edge?
Definitely, we'd have to make an adjustment in our mindset for sure, and I do believe whatever crowd that they're going to have is going to be a winning edge, because they're going to be loud and proud, no question. Be excited to watch us play. But it's something that, just like I told our team, we got to adapt and adjust. This is a different time for us, but that doesn't mean we can't play football. That doesn't mean we can't be focused and execute just the way we have to create our own emotion. And I know our players are used to doing that. You can see us come to practice, we're clapping, we're loud. So we just got to be extra emotional.
Coach, I was curious about the running backs. We saw Clyde and his versatility last year.
Yeah.
The thing that I wonder about the new guys is how much or how well are they doing the intangibles, whether it's the pass pro or the decoy outs, just those kinds of things.
Yeah. Clyde was special. But nobody knew it this time of year last year. You know what I'm saying? He had to prove himself, and then he got better and better as the games went on. So I expect one of these guys, maybe not be the type of running back Clyde was, because they're not built like him. But I think that they have a different skill set. Now, Chris Curry has been excellent, and he is a bull. Now, he can run, catch the ball out the backfield. Tyron Davis is a bull, can run, catch the ball out the backfield. John Emery is electric. He gets on the edge, and he can make you miss. He's catching the ball well. So I think that all three of those guys have a different skill set. Are they going to be like Clyde? Probably not. But can we do the same things? Yes. I don't know if they can run that angle route as good as Clyde went, that little short angle route. When they isolated on a linebacker, it's probably the best I've ever seen. But you know what? There's some different things that they can do.
We'll wrap up with Brett Martell and then Brody with the final question.
Hey, Coach. Just curious about how the cornerback depth behind Stingley is coming along now.
Yeah, we're really pleased with Cordell Flott. I think that Cordell Flott has solidified himself as a starter, either in the nickel package or in the base package where he can play corner. Jay Ward is coming along. He's doing well. Obviously, we got Stingley and Elias Ricks, who's the best cornerback in the country. He's coming. He had a shoulder injury in the spring. He hadn't practiced. Man, you can see him getting better and better every practice. And Dwight McGlothern is an excellent tall corner. He is tough. He is like glue on the receivers, breaks on the ball well. So I think we're a little short. We have one scholarship left. We are currently researching that if there's a cornerback or maybe a nickel corner out there that's available, we may take him and we could